Okay, hi everyone. So I'm Wilson. I'm here to present my piece, MT. In the audience is Yi Han. He's just a friend of mine. He's going to be my stand-in audience for today. Unfortunately, I don't have a webcam, so you're not going to be able to see me. And just a little bit about myself is my wallet might be a little empty right now, and at the current time of recording, so is my stomach. But to continue with the presentation, so I chose to use a stereo microscope for my masterpiece under the microscope because mostly because of its wide field of view, so I can get a full image of what I took an image of, and the microscope also produces a colored image, which is very important to what I wanted to take a picture of, because I wanted something very colorful, very sort of magical like. So I decided to choose something that could capture those colors. Now, the fundamentals and parameters of the stereo microscope, which is also known as a sorting microscope, is that it has a much greater working distance. Also, I have to credit where credit is due. Most of this information is from Dr. Luke's slides, but it has a much greater working distance. So the lens is much further from the objective lens is much further from what you're actually looking at. And it also has a variable objective, which was very important for me to get the proper zoom of the image I'm taking and the proper field of view. And on the topic of field of view, it has a large field of view, which was important. Once again, I needed to get the full image of what I was looking at. It also has a good depth of field, which wasn't as important to me because my image was flat, but that's just something to take note of. It provides a 3D view of the object, which I put stars here because I think it's these 2 points that actually gives the image that we're going to look at on the next slide. It's the 3D view because there's 2 eyepieces that it gets split into, and I think it's this part. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but I believe it's due to the prisms that produces what image we look at later. Yeah, and it also uses reflected light. I chose to use the external light that shines light directly onto the subject, and we'll see how that plays a part in the next slide. So this is my image, also known as MT. Yi, can you say hi?
Hi.
I don't know if it picks up Yi, but if Yi wants to guess what image this is of.
A building?
It's a building, but it's under a microscope. So how did I get this image? What do you think it is? So I'm gonna give you a few tips. First off, I forgot to put this on the actual slides, but the zoom is about 5 to 6 times. Like I said, it has a variable objective. I believe this image was taken at 5 times zoom.
Oh, is it like one of those watermarks?
Yes, actually, but do you know what the watermark is on? So the first tip is the image, the building is actually the Mackenzie Tower, but I don't know if that means a lot to you. So I'll give you the second one. It's often found in tips.
Yeah, it's like $1. No, $5 bill?
It's a $5 bill, you're right. So it's also used to stop certain types of criminals. And it's a holographic print that's actually on the $5 bill, the new $5 bills, and it's used to stop counterfeit. So my hypothesis on why this occurs, this is just from my own kind of knowledge of the subject, from roughly 30 minutes of scouring the internet on how holographic print works, is because it causes diffraction of the light to change into the different colors depending on the angle you're looking at. So either it's because the objective splits those beams into the 2 eyepieces, and it takes the discrete rays of light and it from each point, and it causes these different colors depending on which part you're looking at. Either that, or it's due to the prism, or a combination of the 2. I'm completely unsure but that's just my own reasoning behind it. I reserve the right to remain wrong. Yi, do you have any questions?
Not yet. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good. But that's the end. That's the end of the conversation or the presentation. The name MT refers to the Mackenzie Tower. It's also a pun on empty because my wallet is empty and so is my stomach. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day. Stay safe and stay healthy.